Hey, Plumbing Bros, welcome to Potty Talk Live, where we take it into the trenches, crawl space, basements, utility rooms, kitchens, and bathrooms around the world to talk to plumbing professionals just like you. Hi, I'm Richard Behney, the $1 Million Plumber. And man, I'm feeling great. I'm having a great day here. Great start of the week. How are you feeling? Hey, if you're feeling good, hey, throw me a 1. Throw me a 1 down in the comments here and let me know how you're feeling. You know, coming off a great weekend. Did you have a great weekend? We had a great weekend here. So we had a date night this weekend. Got to take the lovely Laura out on a date. Went and saw a movie. Went and saw the greatest, The Greatest Showman, you know, about P.T. Barnum. Now, I know you guys, hey, that's, you know, they break out in song and dance, but, hey, you know, Hugh Jackman, you got to love a guy that can play the Wolverine and sing and dance, right? You got to appreciate that. But I love the story. If you haven't seen it, you know, check it out. Again, it's about P.T. Barnum and The Greatest Showman, and he's the guy that coined the phrase show business. You know, he took something from the time that was just basically drama and theater, and he made it, you know, a business and called it show business. And I always like when I see things, movies, and you know, it's just like I can't help it. Every time I walk in the bathroom, I'm checking out the plumbing. You know what I mean? But when you're in a plumbing business, you kind of do the same thing. You know, I adapt, I take other things, and I kind of relate it to my plumbing business. And really, what I got out of the movie was, in P.T. Barnum, you know, we're in show business too. And it's not just about, you know, fixing plumbing and that kind of a thing. Today, to really succeed, to become $1 million plumber, you got to have a little bit of show business. So, you know, the way that we, the customers first approach us, how they see our pages, our sites, websites, our Facebook pages, how we answer the phone, you know, even that first initial touch, or even how when we call them when we're on the way, how we speak to them then, and then how we show up, and even how we perform the work. A little bit of show business goes a long way. So I just wanted to give you that reminder. That's what I got out of the show. It was a fun show. Hey, take your wives out on date night, and your girlfriends. You know, it's a good thing to do. Date night's very, very, very important. All right. Hey, we're gonna get started on the show here shortly. Here, we got a great guest coming up. We have Mr. Orville Long out of Des Moines, Iowa. Cool cat. He'll be in the house here shortly. Hey, but first, hey, I have something free for you. You like free stuff? You know, back in the day, I worked for one of those big mega court plumbing companies. You know the guys I'm talking about. You know, I spent some time there. You know, and you know, I kind of bought into all their lies. You know, and you know, I did all the work and they made all the money. You know what I'm talking about? You know, if you know what I'm talking about, throw me a 2 in the comments. All right, give me a 2, because that's what it is. It's kind of a number 2, if you know what I'm saying. And that was until I discovered what they didn't want me to know, and what they don't want you to know. And that's the 7 must-knows. And I put that down once I discovered that information. That really put me on the path to becoming $1 million plumber. And that's something that I want to make available to you. I put it into a report form. It's the 7 must-knows to be $1 million plumber. In it is all the keys to becoming, the things that you need to know to be able to make that transition into becoming $1 million plumber. And I'll get that report to you free into your hands. It's easy to get. Just go to facebook.com on my site, The $1 Million Plumber, and you can click the Learn More button, and we can you have access to it there, or just type free report in the comments, and I'll get it to you after the show. All right. So, hey, I want to get that into your hands. You know, check it out, and you'll be glad you did. And it's free. No cats, no strings attached. It's free. All right. Hey, as I said, we got a cool cat today. Want to get Mr. Orville in the house here. Let's see if we can't bring him into the broadcast room. I think he's on the way from the green room pretty soon. Orville, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Richard. How are you?
Hey, we're doing great. You're looking good, brother.
Thanks, man.
All right. You're in Des Moines, Iowa. How's it looking in Des Moines?
It's a little bit chilly this morning, but it's expected to warm up a little bit later on today.
All right. Hey, so what are you working on today while you're taking a break here with us on the show?
Well, I'm actually at the Des Moines Botanical Garden. They had their grease interceptor on the offline backed up. So I just threw a guide tube down in there so I didn't have to go down in the yuck, and opened up probably about like 20 feet. Whole thing drained out. So
hey, it's meat and potatoes, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, well, how did you get into plumbing? What's your story?
Well, before I was a plumber, I owned a tree service and took a pretty big spill out of a tree. That was back in like 07. And I was working little jobs here and there, and then had a buddy who was working for a plumbing company, and I pretty much bugged him every day to talk his boss into giving me a job. I mean, I called him like twice a day, every day, and then finally they just said, all right, just come into work tomorrow. And so that rest is history, man. That was back in 09. That's how I got into it. Started out as a helper carrying toilets out of apartment buildings, and then moved on up into repipes and stuff like that.
All right, that's a common story, man. You fell into it, and now you're here, and you're doing your own thing now. Tell us about that. How'd that start?
Well, basically, I just started investing money into tools, and then by the time I'm $7-8 grand into it, my wife says, you got to start your own thing. You got too much money into this not to. So, and I just felt like I needed a little bit more freedom working for myself. So
exactly. That's what I love about it is the freedom.
Yeah.
It's just you can do what you want to do. You make the money. As I kind of said in the opener, reminding one time I worked for one of the big companies, and you did all the work. You work all those hours, but you didn't make all the money.
Yeah.
So you may find yourself still working some hours, right? But you get the money, and that's the good thing. Right?
Yeah, right. Quite a few hours, but quite a bit of money.
So what's your expertise? What's your favorite your plumbing job?
Well, I'm pretty well rounded, but my area of expertise is drain cleaning. My favorite thing to do is jetting. I love jetting.
All right, what do you love about jetting?
I don't know what I like about it. I just like it. It's just it's a beautiful thing to take a pipe that's just seen so many years of abuse and pretty much pushing the reset button on it if you do it right.
That's right. I know I kind of throw that question out and I ask guys often, what do you like about that when they say what their favorite thing is? And it's, I don't know, I just like it. Mine's the same thing. I always liked installing water heaters. I really can't tell you why. It just felt good. I liked how it felt doing it, and when it was done, what it looked like, that kind of thing.
Well, those are money and quick and easy too.
Yeah, that's right. So that's what it often leads to. What guys like is kind of where the money is when they figure, when they're doing their own business and stuff. That kind of helps liking it when you're making good money at it too, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's one of the things I like about drain cleaning. You have the real big initial cost, but then once you pay the initial cost, there's not much cost. I mean, maybe paying the gas and the advertisement. That's about it.
Yeah. Hey, we see here, Anthony agrees with me, likes installing water heaters. All right. So that's good. That's fun to have other guys that like that kind of stuff. Hey, we got anyone on that says they like, jetting? Let us know here. And we got a lot of, drain guys that watch here. So, let us know what you like, So, hey, well, give us a story. Give us, tell us, something, in my drain work, and, a lot of times a lot of gross stuff. So give us either a gross story or a funny story or something that is just memorable for you. Well,
the most memorable one for me would have to be I was on a root line for, I think it is 250-foot root line. I was on it. It was definitely 2-reel sewer, and I was on it for a good 4 hours chipping roots out of it. The last push, when I pulled my cable back, I had 40 foot of root on that cable. It was wrapped up 40 foot up the cable. I pulled it out of the basement, took it out to the front yard. I took a picture of it and sent it into Spartan, and they featured me on their Facebook page because of it. So,
oh man, that's cool.
All right. So that one would have to be my most memorable one. And also with that one, the customer was like, well, we had 4 other companies out here and nobody could get it. And, just put the time and the effort into it and achieve success.
That's fun. I mean, kudos to you. That's the thing of just kind of staying in the fight a little bit longer, working on it. So what do you have? Did you happen to see that picture that was going around socially? Oh, I think it was last week or a week ago, where a guy had driven his drain machine through his hand.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one a couple times.
Oh man,
those drain machines, they can be unforgiving.
Yeah, that's what we tell the young guys. You got any advice there for the young guns that are coming out starting to work with drain machines and working with that kind of equipment?
It just takes time to learn. It's nothing you can read out of a book. You just got to get in there and get the hands-on experience.
That is so true, brother. I just, you can read about this stuff in the books and, you read the instructions and that kind of thing, but you just got to get into it, and take it easy. And with the drain equipment, that's one of those things you do kind of have to just take it easy. I always told my guys to, be careful, take it slow, don't force it. It's not the time to be rushing because, man, those drain machines can bite you quick.
Oh yeah, and it's definitely an art too. I'll tell you what, when I first started drain cleaning, I could not get my cable to hit the drop of a sink for the life of me. And then I just woke up one morning and it clicked. Now I can't get it to go up ever.
Oh man. Well, that's it just I was thinking when I'd go back in the field and with the guys and ride the guys. When you mentioned it was an art, that is so true because I would work the drain machine. And there is an art to it. There's a skill to it,
Oh yeah, I mean,
if you've been doing it for years, there's a skill to it and a feel,
If you perfect it enough, you can run a sewer line with your eyes closed and know when you get out to the street.
Yeah. Hey, so what has you, as you look forward, towards the future here in your company and the plumbing industry, what has you fired up? What has you excited about the future?
Well, I mean, just here in Iowa, it's the demand for plumbing is just insane. I mean, we've got three of the fastest growing cities in the U.S. So the demand is just insane. There's a crazy opportunity for growth here, and that has me really fired up because I want to. I hate to sound cliche about it, but I want to be $1 million plumber.
You can. Good for you. And you're so right, man. That's what, look, that's why I call it, I'm $1 million plumber plus some. I mean, I had one guy ask me, well, why stop there? Well, you don't have to, but you at least got to be thinking that way. Just like what you're thinking. Hey, I want to be $1 million plumber. And there's so much more opportunity. That's what, I'm so pumped about the opportunity for all plumbers out there. Look, no one, no machine is going to take our jobs. This isn't going to be taken over by a robot. And, a lot of people just don't want to do this type of work. And, we're in a society now where people are so used to just being able to click to get things done,
Yeah. So, one thing I found, I do some remodels, some new homes and stuff like that. One thing I found is a lot of my contractors, they'll say, oh, I'll do tile, I'll do electric, I'll do framing and stuff. I don't want to do plumbing. I don't touch plumbing.
Right.
And it just makes me say, why not? Because it's fun. I enjoy doing it.
Exactly right. I mean, because the opportunity is there and your value goes up. It's a little bit of kind of supply and demand kind of a thing. No one wants to do it. Not everyone can do it. So your value goes up and you charge for that. And why not? Look how long it took you to get to where you're at. And just like you said that your wife said, I believe you said that, you bought all those tools, you got all this money into it. You need to make some money back, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Hey, a question for you. Are you time and material or flat rate?
I do both. I do both. Those jobs where you just don't know what you're going to get into. I do T&M, but then like for my contractors I work for when I'm just doing new remodels and new construction, it's a flat rate.
Yep. And I just through the years, I have almost 30 years in the industry, and I hear the arguments and the concerns, but I tell you, the flat rate's the way to go, and charge. And then of course you have to be able to explain to the customer what the value is. And really the bottom line is they just want it done,
Right.
And they don't want to think about it any longer. So you got to do it that way. You got to get it done, get things done cleanly.
Yes, sir.
No one woke up in the morning and wanted to call a plumber. They just,
right.
We're not delivering pizzas or flowers or anything like that.
Right.
No one really wants us, but they want to get the problem taken care of, and they want us out of their hair, and they don't have to worry about it any longer. And that's key right there, not worry about it any longer. So,
Yes,
we
sir.
could package that up in a value, proposition there, and you provide it in that manner and actually come through, you can get all down the road, and you can make a very more than just a living. I often ask guys in my consulting, do you want to make a living or do you want to make money?
Right.
You want to create a legacy for you and your family, and
Yes, sir.
And you can. So the opportunity is there, man. It sounds like, you're crushing it, brother. All right.
I'm trying.
All right. Hey, just to change it up a little bit. What's a favorite tool or a tool you recommend? Got to have tool for you.
I'll tell you one tool that I absolutely said, oh baby, where have you been all my life, is the Milwaukee electric copper cutter.
Yeah.
Have you
Okay.
used that?
No, I've been out of the field here, but I know the guys that use it and they love it.
It's amazing. It's a time saving machine, man. It really is. It really is. I mean, I've cut some jobs almost in half with that thing.
Well, you just mentioned the key thing. Having all these tools, are great, but it's having the tools that can decrease your time, so that you can get in and get out of that job. So, you're pricing that job at where it needs to be, and just because you're able to do the job quicker doesn't mean you lower the price. Does that make sense?
Yep.
What you want to do is, you price the job where it needs to be and what the market will bear, all right? And then just because you happen to be, smart, intelligent, and skilled, and you're able to do things quicker doesn't mean you lower the price. So when you get those kind of tools, like you said, that can cut your time in half,
that's valuable.
That's money in the bank, brother. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, Orville, I'm gonna been asking you some questions here. So I got a question for those that are watching here. We'll bring Orville back up here in just a moment here. But I got a question for you. Are you a member of my GoPro Inner Circle? And if not, why not? Here, it's a place where you can come together with other professionals like Orville and other experts in the industry, and you can hear from those kinds of guys. And you can get your questions answered in a very safe environment. It's the GoPro Inner Circle site. So it's just an easy place for you to get those questions answered easily. It's free to you. And if you'll just go to, let me get you to the right site here, themilliondollarplumber.com/go-pro. And you can get some more information there. So, check it out. It's a great place to be. Be a GoPro Inner Circle member. All right. Well, let's bring Orville back up here. Let's get him back in the show. Make sure he went back to the green room here. He got himself a little drink here. You there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, welcome back. Hey, you know what the time of the show is now is what we call the lightning round. You ready for the lightning round?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, brother. Hey, the lightning round, is where we ask Orville, and we ask you too, so you can put your answers down in the comments here. But I got some questions here, and we ask either or questions. It's kind of like I ask Coke or Pepsi, and you say?
Pepsi.
Pepsi, all right. So it's that easy, all right? So you guys ready? All right, here we go. Adjustable wrench or channel locks?
Channel lock.
All right, me too. Solder fitting or shark bite?
Definitely solder. That shouldn't even be a question.
Right. At least don't admit to it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, Red Bull or coffee?
Coffee.
Yeah, old school. Okay. Trench or trenchless? You do any trench work?
I've done a little bit. Trench.
Yep. I'm kind of, I know I like that new technology, the trenchless technology. We have guys that are into it, and we were talking about, value pricing stuff. You can make really good money with the trenchless. I'm kind of old school. I think about sitting on back of the backhoe, and the sun is shining and birds are singing, and I'm digging. So I'm a trench guy. All right, listen up. This is important. Taco Bell or McDonald's?
Oh, I don't really do either.
I know you got to pick one though. You got to pick one.
Taco Bell then.
Taco Bell. All right. Okay. Crawl space or slab?
Ooh, crawl space. I'd rather work in a crawl space than dig.
Yeah. Tank or tankless?
Tank.
Yeah, again, the technology is cool. I guess I showed my cards. I kind of like, setting up a, tank water heater outside, doing that kind of stuff. So my routine was always getting it set up outside the truck, and now wheel it in.
Yep.
So, yep. All right. Residential or commercial?
Residential.
Yeah. That's where the money's at, gang, is residential.
That's where the right now money is.
The right. There we go. That's what it always comes down to. That's a good way to put it, Orville. The right now money. You guys listen up. The right now money. Cash is king. I know there's a sense that commercial and those kinds of jobs are maybe a sense that they're easier to get, and it sounds pretty attractive. You can get these big accounts, but quite frankly, the big companies wind up getting the big accounts. There's no loyalty there, and also you wait on your money. Residential. Get the job done and collect that money right then. All right. Copper or CPVC?
Copper.
All right. Poly or PEX?
PEX.
Okay. Milwaukee or DeWalt?
Milwaukee.
Okay. Here's I heard you say it or not. General or rigid?
General.
General.
I'm not a big fan of rigid.
Okay. All right. Why not? We might as well ask. Why not?
I started out with a K400 and a K750R. I spent like $3,000 on both of them, and they just didn't perform for too long. I mean, I made my money back and then some, but if I'm spending that much on a tool, I expect it to last.
That's long. It just didn't live up to the wear and tear, and
it really didn't.
All right, good input there. Finally, PVC or ABS?
PVC.
All right, PVC. Are you a line the letters up kind of guy and all that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hey, listen up. Hey,
it's got to look good. Looking good is just as important as not leaking.
Great advice there. Hey guys, listen up to that. Great advice. We got a nugget of gold there from Orville. Looking good is just as important as not leaking. The customers, they don't know. First of all, they expect it not to leak, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's the expectation. But, I know guys that could just look at plumbing. They walk in the house and the plumbing fixes itself because they're just so good. You know what I mean? but the work was, it didn't look as nice. And customers would complain like it was wasn't working and, when it was, so customers make judgments on how things look, so that's a good point. All right. The pros know that. Hey, well, you just gave us a nugget of gold there. What is, for a final question here for you, what's the best advice that you've ever received that you'd like to share?
Heat the fitting, not the pipe.
What's that?
Heat the fitting, not the pipe.
Heat the fitting, not the pipe. Okay. Suck it into the fitting, right? Is that what?
Yeah.
Where'd that come from?
The very first guy I plumbed with, his name is Neil Scholl. Right. He told me that because I was just having a heck of a time learning how to solder, and then
You're
finally
up the pipe.
Yeah, and then once he said heat the fitting, not the pipe, turn your torch down a little bit, it was just I could do it perfect from there.
Oh, that is great. Well, that is that's great advice even for as old dogs to remind us exactly how to make it clean. Also that you're able to solder quickly then, right? Too. You just want to get it. It sucks the solder in. It looks clean. You're moving quick. All right, man. Great advice. Well, Orville, that about wraps up our time here with Orville Long here. Hey, I hope you guys are listening up. Orville had some great nuggets of gold. Orville, I want to thank you for being on today. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, wish you all the best there. Hey, mention the name of your company again and where they could go, where we could go to maybe check you out if you wouldn't mind, just to kind of take a look.
It's called Down the Drain Services, LLC. I'm in Des Moines, Iowa, and I will have a web page up and running by this summer. It'll be Down the Drain Services, DSM.com. And if for the meantime, you can check me out on my Facebook page, Down the Drain Services, LLC. Feel free to check out all my reviews. I take pride in being a 5-star plumber.
All right, man. Way to go. Well, we can tell you're looking good. You're on the right track. We wish you all the best. And again, hey, thanks for being on Potty Talk Live.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, man. Hey, we'll check in next time. All right?
All righty. Talk to you later.
Hey, take care, brother. All right, there we go. Mr. Orville Long of Down the Drain Services. Hey, he dropped some really pretty good nuggets of gold there. I hope you were listening up. And hey, you can, if you didn't catch it all, you can catch the replay tonight at 7 p.m. And so catch it out then. Hey, if you would like to be on Potty Talk Live, you can do so. I'd love to have you on. Just simply go to www.pottytalklive.com and follow the instructions there. And love to have you on Potty Talk Live, all right? And also, want to get that free report in your hands, okay? So if you'll go to themilliondollarplumber.com, you can find where you can get the 7 must-knows. You really, if you're looking to grow your business by getting more customers and making more money, that report will help you do just that, all right? So that's themilliondollarplumber.com. All right, it's about time to wrap the show up here, but before we do so, I just wanted to remind you that you were created for great things. You were purposely created, and yes, you were created to do great things. So when you're out there this week, plumb like a champion, all right? Have a great week. Take care.